Our lovely patient is about 5 months out from her surgery. She had a very successful lipoabdominoplasty, and she comes back in her regular follow-up, and we just are checking with her to see if she has any thoughts or feelings about how this operation has impacted her life.
I think the biggest difference is obviously my confidence. I'd had a hysterectomy several years ago, and because they'd gone through and did an emergency abdominal hysterectomy, they cut through my abdominal wall, and I never recovered from it. I never looked the same after that, and you don't realize, personally, that it takes a hit in your confidence, but professionally even. I'm a contracting director for the federal government for the northern half of our field operations, and I give a lot of internal trainings. I meet with contractors all over the northern half of the country, and you don't think about how often you're standing in front of hundreds of people, and that just pops into your head. Like, are people thinking about what I look like? Or is that taking away from what I'm saying because of the way I look? Especially as a woman in a male-dominated field, people still think about what you look like.
Yeah.
And as a woman I lost 70 pounds, and I thought I looked worse after I lost the weight. And my abdominal muscles never recovered from that and from the hysterectomy. And I thought, I lost this weight, I look worse. And people still judge me for that. And I felt like, what I was saying, I've got, 20 plus years of experience in my field. And I thought, people often don't listen to me. My words, my experience, my expertise carries less weight because of the way I look. People sometimes just disregard what I'm saying because of the way that I look. And I know it shouldn't be that way, but it is that way. And as long as it is that way, we still have to think about that and address that to a certain extent. And I know some of that is just in my mind, but this has helped me to gain confidence when I speak professionally, and it made such a difference in that regard already. It's really helped with that.
Do you feel that it was unintentional on the part of those who were interacting with you to have those feelings?
I think so. I think it's ingrained in people a lot of the time. I don't think, they make a conscious decision, well, this woman looks this way, so she clearly doesn't know what she's talking about. I think, people make judgment calls very quickly because they have to decide on the fly, who's an expert, who's not, really quick judgment calls on a day-to-day basis. And that's just one of the things that they have on a list. This person knows what they're talking about because of this. And it's just one of the millions of things they have on their list. Right. And I'm pushed aside because I look a certain way.
And do you feel that things have changed significantly for you in the last 5 months?
I think so. And I think part of it, honestly, is just the confidence, because I can speak with more confidence, too. And I don't know, how much is A versus B. But honestly, because I have more confidence, I think that helps a lot, too. And it's made a lot of difference because of that.
I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts.
Yeah, you're very welcome.